All right, what's going on, everybody? Type some sevens in the chat, type some fire emojis in the chat if you guys are excited for Tuesday Night Thrive. As usual, we're going to deliver some amazing information tonight that can help you guys get your business to the next level and you know, more importantly, your life to the next level, okay? Understand, by you being on these calls every single Tuesday, it just shows that you are committed to doing something big with your life, right? When I first got started in network marketing, this was, almost 7 years ago, actually over 7 years ago, 7.5 years ago. I basically got told, hey, every Sunday night, there's a, big shot mentorship call, right? Where they had people that were winning in the business come on, share their story and share, basically tips and tricks on how to get to the next level in your business. And I just made a decision. I was like, I don't care how many results I get. I don't care how much I grow. I don't care what happens. I will be on that mentorship call every single week. And because I made that decision, there was a lot of things that I learned, right? I think sometimes, and even for, the ones on this call that have been around the team for a while, sometimes what happens is, we hear information so much and we've been around for so long that we get used to the information that we're saying, right? Or that we're being told, and we get comfortable, right? And like Earl Nightingale says, the opposite of success is not failure, it's complacency, right? It's conforming and thinking small and getting comfortable with where you're at. So if you want success, you cannot get complacent. You have to always be learning. You have to always be growing. And so that's why I applaud all of you guys for being on here, because if you show up every single week, and even if it's most of the call, even if 90% of the call, is information that you've already heard, there might be that 10% that helps you grow. There might be that 10% that is the nugget that you needed to hear to trigger something in your business that gets you to the next level, right? So just make sure that you're on here every single Tuesday night. Obviously, you guys are doing what you're supposed to be doing. There's people on the team, though, that are not on this call right now. And yes, it's being recorded, but it's just not the same as being on here live, being able to participate and being able to see the information firsthand up front right away. Okay, so congrats to you guys for making the decision to take this thing seriously. But tonight's topic is really cool. It's something that I learned personally from Alex Morton, and I know he actually went over it a little bit when he was on tour, right? So if you were at the Milwaukee event, you heard him briefly talk about this thing, but he did not really go in depth to it, right? And I've been able to, over the last few months since that event, get pretty close to Alex, and it's been a blessing to receive some knowledge from him, some mentorship from him, and I'm just very, very grateful for it. But this is something that I've learned from him personally, and just through his mentorship videos, his YouTube and everything. And so I want you guys to really understand this, because when I actually dove into this information and started to really put a grasp on it and also apply it to my business, it changed everything for me. And this is called the triangle of momentum. Okay, so you can write that down at the top of your page, the triangle of momentum. Now, I want you to understand, in business, momentum is the most valuable asset that you can obtain. Write that down. Momentum is the most valuable asset that you can attain in business. And so if momentum is the most valuable asset that we can attain, don't you think it's important for us to understand how to get it, how to keep it, and how to teach it, right? Those are three very important things to understand when it comes to momentum. See, you guys have to realize that you can be in this business for a long time and never get it off the ground, right? This business is like an airplane, okay? If that airplane is on the runway and it is only going 60% speed, will it get off the runway? I want you guys to type in the chat. If that airplane is at 60% throttle going down the runway, will it get off the ground? Yes or no? Type it in the chat. No, it will not. If it's at 80%, will it get off the ground? No, sir. Nope. If it's at 97%, is that airplane getting off the ground? No. 100%. The only way that airplane gets off the ground is 100% throttle. So the only way that your business gets off the ground is 100% effort and 100% momentum, right? Because you can trickle these linear results all day long, right? You can get one here, get one here, get two here, get two here, get three here, get three here. But the way you actually win in this business is by going 1 in, 2 in, 4 in, 8 in, 20 in, 40 in per day. All of a sudden, your team explodes. Okay? You gain momentum within your organization and it starts to explode. It's what I experienced on my way to P5000. It's what Tyler Sorensen experienced on his way to Chairman 10. It's what Joey Wilson experienced on his way to Chairman 100. He went from Chairman 25 to Chairman 100 in 9 months. Think about that, guys. They went from 1,250 people in the organization to over 5,000 in 9 months. If you do the math backwards, that's a lot of people per day going in the system, okay? And the reason why that is because they figured out this. They figured out how momentum works, how to keep it, and how to teach it. And that's what I'm going to go through with you guys tonight. Okay, so hopefully you get a grasp on this and you understand it and it changes your life like it did for me. So the first part of the triangle of momentum is right here. Okay, it says it in the book, Think and Grow Rich. The beginning step to all achievement is desire, right? And I would suggest you draw this on your paper like this, because it's written out like this for a reason too. I'm going to show you at the end. But the beginning step to all achievement is desire. If you listen to some of Tony Robbins, okay, so for those of you who don't know who Tony Robbins is, you're probably living under a rock. You should go research him. He's one of the greatest personal development coaches and life coaches in the world to ever exist. Tony Robbins literally says, the one character trait that he would take from wanting somebody to win, if he was forced to get somebody to win at a high level, if he needed somebody to succeed, what is the one skill set that somebody has to have? He's gotten asked this question time and time again over the last 40 years that he's been been a life coach. And you know what he says every single time? He says hunger. I can teach everybody all the tactical, strategic skill sets, how to goal set, how to think. I can change your emotional state, all of this stuff. Okay. I can teach everybody everything that it takes to win, but you will not experience momentum. You will not experience success until you have a massive desire to win. See, some of you aren't winning in this business just simply because you don't want it bad enough. You don't want it bad enough. I'm going to tell you a story really quickly about a time in my previous company where we had a local training event. Okay. For those of you that have been in a couple months, when we did that Alex Morton event in Milwaukee, it was very similar to an event like that where, we were going to have some big people come in. And if we hit rank, we were going to get to walk across the stage. And I was literally 6 away from a big rank. Okay. It was a pretty significant rank where you started making some big residual income. And I was 6 away on Tuesday before the event. Okay. Now, during those 5 days from Tuesday to Saturday, I didn't do any personal development. I didn't do any like goal setting or dreaming or anything like that. The only thing that was on my mind was walking that freaking stage as the rank that I wanted. And that's all I was thinking about. I was obsessed with it. And at the time I was working at a local gym, and they had switched me to third shift that week because their third shift person, was out of town. And so I built this business all day Tuesday, and then I had to work third shift on Tuesday night. And then I didn't go to bed after I got done with third shift, and I kept building this business. I was doing meetings, I was doing phone calls, right? Three-way calls, whatever I could do. And then I had to work third shift again Wednesday night, built the business Thursday, third shift again Thursday night. Friday came along. I had not slept in 4 days at this point. Okay. I had not slept in 4 days. I'm not telling you guys to do this. I'm just giving you an example. Okay. I hadn't slept in 4 days. We had our big shot presentation where the people that were coming in for the training on Saturday, we're going to do a presentation for our guests Friday night. I invited like crazy to that thing all day. Hadn't slept in 4 days. I'm hammering the phones, calling people, calling my team, do whatever I can. I get to the event. One person brought one guest, and the person didn't have the money to sign up. And at that point, I had been up for 4 days, and I was still 6 away. And I could have easily just thrown in the towel. I could have been like, I've been up for 4 days. I don't think this is getting done. There's no way it's getting done. But I had literally the biggest desire and hunger inside of me to walk that stage. I was like, if I don't walk stage, everyone's going to know that I didn't hit it, that I was this close and I didn't finish it. Right. And I'm not going to get that recognition that I so strongly want and that I so strongly deserve. And so that hunger ate away at me all of Friday night. And I started to think differently. Right? I started to think differently. Okay, what can I do? And I started using some different tactics and different strategies because the hunger was so deep inside of me. I was willing to do whatever it took. And I put 3 in that night between midnight and 2 a.m. I woke up, I was 3 away. I went to the training event. The training event was at 9 a.m. And so I'm sitting there in the training event trying to pay attention, but also trying to answer messages because I wanted to finish the rank so I could get recognized. It was after lunch. And so they go through the whole morning of this training where I could barely focus. And then we go to lunch and I'm like, all right, I got 1 hour to put in 3 people. And I went crazy. And literally 5 minutes as we're driving back to the event to go to recognition and watch everybody walk stage, I put in that third one that day and the 6th and final one to hit rank. It was processing as I was walking in the room. I hit the rank and I walked stage that day. And it was one of the most rewarding feelings in the world. I didn't sleep for literally 5 days to walk that stage. And I remember my upline at the time, he was like, yeah, man, I'm so proud of you. And we went back to his place and he ordered like 2 pizzas and everything. And he's like, I got you for dinner. We're gonna have a good time. We're relaxed tonight. And literally I fell asleep at 6 o'clock before the pizza even got there. And I didn't wake up until like 8 a.m. the next morning. But that's just an example, guys, of hunger, of desire, right? The reason why I got it done was not because of leadership. It wasn't because of, me manifesting it. It was simply a burning desire that I was not going to let myself walk into that event and not walk the stage, right? It was something deep inside of me that was burning to go get it done. And that's where it all starts for you guys. It's focus and obsession. Write that down. Focus and obsession with all 5 senses. You have to use all of your senses, all of your mental strength and power to literally get it done. Whatever you want in life, you have to create a strong reason behind it, right? I was listening to an audio this morning by Ed Milet, and this fits perfectly. Ed Milet had his uncle pass away at 50 years old of a heart attack. And he said, you know what? Maybe I should go get myself checked, right? And he was a young adult at the time. And so he went into the doctor, got himself checked, and the doctor sat there with his heart results. And the doctor literally said, Ed, let me ask you something. He didn't give Ed his results. He literally sat there and said, Ed, let me ask you something. He said, yeah, what's up? He said, do you want to see your son graduate? You want to see your son graduate from high school? He's like, yeah, why? He said, your wife's pregnant, right? You have a daughter on the way? He said, yeah. He said, do you want to walk your daughter down the aisle when she gets married? And he said, yeah. Why would you even ask that? And he said, if you keep going down the path you're going, you're not going to see your son graduate, and you're not going to walk your own daughter down the aisle. It's going to be another man walking your daughter down at her own wedding. And it snapped in that he had to start living a healthier life, start working out every single day. He has not missed the gym since that day. He eats healthy every single day. He's had a strong desire to live his healthiest life possible. Why? Because of this. He has a desire to not miss his son's graduation and to be there for his daughter's wedding. That why is so strongly rooted in him that it doesn't matter how he feels. It doesn't matter what obstacle is in his way. It doesn't matter if there's bad influences or whatever. He knows that his butt is going to live the healthiest that he can and be in the gym every single day, because that doctor instilled a why in him that was so strong that nothing's going to pull him off the course. That's what desire is. It instills a focus and an obsession within you that nobody can mess with. And so I will challenge you tonight to figure out what that is for you. Figure out what you want and find that why within you. That, say you want to be financially free. Say you want this, and this with your life. Say you want to be able to do this, and this for your family. Think of what it's going to feel like if you don't do it. What happens if you don't make this work? What happens if you don't become financially free? What's your life look like? What's your family's life look like? What's your future families look like? You have to instill that why within you. Sometimes you have to create it. Sometimes it's not going to just be there and smack you in the face, right? I'm blessed to have, a fiance and a son that I deeply care for, that I want to go to war for and give the best life possible. But if you don't have that, then you need to create that in your mind. You need to figure out what pulls at your heart, what is going to pull you to go put in the work every single day, no excuses, no matter how you feel, no matter the negative thoughts that are in your mind, no matter, how much people are bashing you, no matter how much you don't get the results, you know that you're going to keep going. Why? Because you have the desire to win. And when you have the desire to win, you have the desire to get what you want, you will have a focus and an obsession that nobody can mess with. That is the first step to the triangle of momentum. Type some 3s in the chat, please, if that makes sense. That's step number 1. So if you have a strong desire, you're on the right path to momentum. Okay? Here's step number 2. Step number 2 is leadership. Step number 2 is leadership. Now, this is not only you being a leader, but this is you being able to help others lead as well. But it starts with you. See, some people try to create other leaders, but you're not even a leader yourself yet. And understand, if you try to do that, you're duplicating negative skill sets. You're duplicating bad leadership, right? If you have not become a leader and you're teaching people what you know, then that duplication is not going to serve you and your business very well. See, it's the analogy of you have to fill your own cup before you fill others. So many people, right, they get mixed up with the saying of, if you help enough other people get what they want, then you automatically get what you want. That is very true, okay? If you go help, a bunch of people win with this business, you automatically win. But guess what? You cannot go help other people until you help yourself. If you're messed up in the head and you got bad leadership skills and you don't do personal development and you don't do the things necessary to lead properly, how in the world are you going to go teach someone else how to do this business? How in the world are you going to go teach someone else to be a leader when you're still a messed up individual? Not knocking you. When I started this industry, I was a very messed up individual. Okay. Sometimes it takes us looking deep inside to go, you know what? I need to change in order for us to actually move to the next level. I've gotten to that point multiple times in my life where I said, you know what? I'm not where I want to be. I'm not where I need to be. It's time for a change. And so I made that change. And so in order to be a good leader, there's a few things that you need to do. Number one, strong personal development regimen. Strong personal development regimen. That means every single day you are doing something to grow your mind. Alex Morton says this: every day I read, every day I listen, and every day I write. And guess what? From the day that I heard Alex Morton say those words, every day I read, every day I listen, every day I write. What do you think I do every single day? Every day I read a personal development book. Every day I listen to audios from successful people. And every day I write my goals and what I'm grateful for. Every day I read, every day I listen, and every day I write. Strong personal development regimen will help you become a better leader. If you do not do personal development, understand you're putting a lid on your organization, right? It's the law of the lid. Your organization can only grow as much as you, right? So if you're right here, your level in life will never go beyond your level of personal growth. So if your personal growth is right here at, say, a 6, your success will never go beyond a 6. And guess what happens to your organization then? Unless they go around you to get better mentorship, if they're only plugging into you, then guess what? Your organization's lid now is a 6. That's because that's all you can teach them. So until you raise your lid, you're not going to have more success. Until you raise your lid, your organization is not going to have more success. Right? So start seeking that personal development and stay consistent with it every single day so that you can grow yourself into the person that people want to follow. Right? Number 2, strong work ethic. Right? This goes kind of back to the desire that you got to want it. If you want it, then you're going to put the work in. And by strong work ethic, I don't mean people that, post that they're doing the work on social media when they're really watching TV and eating a bowl of cereal. Guys, understand that the work works. The work works. If you are actually putting in the work, results don't lie, right? Results don't lie. People tell me like, AJ, I'm doing everything that I need to do to win. I'm doing everything I can to put people in, and it's just not working. No, you're not, because guess what? The work works. If you were working, you'd be getting the results. So if you're not getting the results that you want, then double your work ethic, right? If you're talking to 10 people a day and you're not signing anybody up, then maybe you should be talking to 20 people a day. If you're talking to 20 people a day and you're not signing somebody up, maybe you should be talking to 40 people a day or 80 people a day or 160 people a day. Guys, I sat in the hot tub while my son was at swim lessons, right? Just about 3 hours ago. And in the 30 minutes that he was in his swim lesson, I sat in the hot tub and I ripped out 65 messages. Easy to do, easy not to do. I could have just sat there and enjoyed the hot tub, but I used my time wisely and I put in the work, right? People ask me like, AJ, how'd you I put in 2 personals yesterday. Just yesterday, I put in 2 personals myself. The entire organization put in 10, right? Lead from the front, your team will follow. But how did I put in 2 personals? I'm putting in the work every single day, right? So a strong work ethic always leads to good leadership. Because again, people follow people who work. People follow people who know where they're going. If you're working, then you know where you're going. Okay, so that's number 2. Number 3 is a strong desire. You can't be a good leader without this. If you aren't a hungry individual that wants to win, that is focused and obsessed with where they're going, how are you going to lead people? Right? You can't be a leader and be like, yeah, guys, I kind of want it today. I don't know. We'll see what happens today. I'm not really sure. Hopefully we win. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Who's going to follow that guy? Right? They're going to follow the person that goes, yep, I'm going here. I got this, and this lined up today. I'm focused. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to win. I'm doing this many meetings. What you got going on? That person will be like, holy cow. Okay, let me pick up my phone. I need to make something happen. Right? You lead from the front. So strong desire always leads to good leadership. Set your goals. Leaders set goals. If you do not have your goal written down, then I don't know what you're doing. Guys, I can flip this whiteboard over right now. I know it's pretty fancy, right? I can flip this over right now. It's right there, top of the board. I'm so happy and grateful that I am walking stage for hitting Chairman 50 before the Glendale Convention, September 16th, 2022. And you guys just heard my goal. So now it's out there and you guys can hold me accountable. Leaders set goals. If you cannot see your goal right now, sitting where you are, if you cannot see your goal, you already messed up. I can see my goal on my whiteboard I just showed you, and I also got it right on my phone. If I can clear these notifications. Well, I got a lot of notifications, but behind that, it says Chairman 100. Every day I read, every day I listen, every day I write, every day I see my goals. Right? That was another thing that Alex said. Every day he sees his goals. He doesn't just speak them, he sees them. Our mind thinks in pictures, right? So set those goals. You got to set them and put them everywhere where you're going to see them. Whatever it is. And when you set goals, you set big goals. We don't set small goals. Leaders don't set small goals. Who wants to follow somebody that says, you know what? In the next 6 months, I'm going to sign up 3 people. Who wants to follow? In the next 6 months, guys, by the Glendale Convention, right? I have 2 people on my team right now. And by the Glendale Convention in 6 months, I'm going to be a Platinum 600 with 12 people. Now, I'm not knocking these ranks, guys, but understand that you setting small goals is you having small vision. And that leads me to the last one. I'll hold off on it for a second, but understand that if you're setting small goals, people are not going to follow you. People follow people who are excited and know where they're going and are going to a compelling place, right? If I told you, hey man, I was wondering if you wanted to go to an amusement park, tomorrow. And this amusement park, last week somebody did die on a roller coaster. Most of them are safe, but it's all good. Like it's pretty cool. And I think we'll have, maybe a good time. Do you want to come with me? Who's going to that amusement park with their friend? Yes or no in the chat. Right? Yes or no. Probably not. Okay. Now, if I talk to that same friend and I was like, yo, man, there's this new amusement park. There's this new amusement park that has the most insane rides, as the longest roller coaster in the entire world. So much fun, super safe. They got the top of line safetyness and security, right? And understand that we're going to have the best time of our entire lives. Who's going with that person? Everyone, right? Because people follow people who are going to a compelling place. So if your goal isn't compelling, then again, who's going to follow you? So a leader sets not only goals, but they set compelling goals, C-type goals, goals that are scary, goals that you have no idea how it's going to happen, Okay. Number 5, people skills. Leaders have people skills. If you have said to yourself, oh, I'm just not really good talking to people, or I'm not really good with people, or I'm not really good at sales, guess what? You're going to be broke for the rest of your life. And I'm sorry if that hurts your feelings, but sales is the highest paid profession in the world. Communication is the most valuable asset that anybody can learn. Why? Because relationships can get you into doors that nothing else can. Not money, not desire, not manifestation, nothing. Relationships, people, you knowing people can get you into doors and can get you to places that nothing else can. So if you do not learn how to talk to people and have good communication, right? Learn to build relationships with people and get people to like you, you are going to have a very hard time making money. In that same audio that I was listening to with Ed Milet, he said the number one skill that people have to have in order to win is the ability to persuade people. The ability to persuade people can make you more money than you've ever dreamed. Think about it. If you can persuade enough people, you can become president of the United States, right? If you can persuade enough people, you can get people to buy whatever it is that you're selling. You can get people to buy into you and your brand and who you are. If you can persuade people, if you can get people to like you, if you have good communication skills, if you're good at building relationships, that skill is so important when it comes to leadership. Because again, once you start to build a team, who's going to follow you if they don't like you? Who's going to follow you if you don't have a good relationship with your team? Who's going to listen to you? Who's going to take your mentorship? Right? People have to trust you. People have to like you. Okay? So people skills is huge. And then the last thing when it comes to leadership, a high teachability index. Hopefully you guys are writing all this down. If you don't write it down, probably not going to win. All good. But this one's important. If you haven't written anything down yet, I would definitely write this down. High teachability index. Here's what teachability index is. Coachability times teachability equals your results. I'll say that again. Write it down. Coachability times teachability equals your results. So, teachability is the ability to learn, right? So you're good at absorbing information. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I want you guys to write down on your sheet of paper, right? You don't have to share it with anyone, but on a scale of 1 to 10, how good are you at asking questions and absorbing information, right? Or getting on these mentorship calls and taking notes, right? And absorbing information. How teachable are you? Scale of 1 to 10. Okay. If you're bold enough, you can type it in the chat. How teachable are you? And guess what? Be honest with yourself. Because if you aren't honest, then it's not going to help you. Teachability is an easy one to be good at. I'll just tell you that. Teachability is easy. So I'm glad I see some high numbers. Okay. 8, 9, 7, 7. Thank you for being honest. Okay. Coachability. Understand this. This is the big one. Coachability is the ability to take what you've learned and actually apply it. To do what your mentor is telling you to do. To do what this mentorship call is telling you to do. So write down now, on a scale of 1 to 10, what is your coachability score? What is your ability to take a command and apply it to your business? Again, be honest with this. Be honest with this. If you take information from a mentorship call and you don't apply it, you get advice from your mentor and you don't apply it, then you're probably a lower score, which is all good. Everybody has something to work on. But here's what's important, guys. Out of 100, right? The best your results can be is 100. I want you to multiply those two scores together. So understand, if you had a teachability of 7 and a coachability of 8, then your score for your results is 56. So right now you're getting currently 56% of what you possibly could. 100 is the max results that you could be getting right now. Okay? Right now, with where you're at in your journey, where you're at with your personal development, where you're at with your skill sets, okay? Understand, those aren't your max results ever. It's just the max results that you could be getting right now at this point in time. 7 times 8, 56. You're getting 56% of what you could be getting. I understand 7 and 8 are pretty good numbers, but they don't sound that good when you multiply them together now, don't they? Right? Some of you said 6. So 6 times 6 is 36. You're only getting 36% of the results that you could be getting. Say you had an 8 and a 4. You're only getting 32% of what you could be getting. Right? So understand, this is some people in this business. Their teachability is a 10. Teachability, literally. I mean, the ability to take in information is insane. I mean, they're literally at a 10. 10 in teachability. Absorbing information like a freaking animal. All right? But you multiply it with a 0 in coachability. They don't do anything that they're told to do. Nothing. They don't apply any information to their business. They just sit there and do nothing every single day. They don't put any work in. They don't apply anything they learned. They don't do anything their mentor tells them to do. What's 10 times 0, y'all? Even though you're at a 10 in teachability, what is 10 times 0? 10 times 0 is a big fat goose egg, which means you get 0 results. That's some people in this business like, why am I not winning? Why am I not winning? Right? That's why. Or maybe you're so coachable, you're willing to do whatever it takes to win, but you never ask your mentor questions. You're never on a mentorship call. Maybe this is your first one. All good. I'm not harping on you. I'm just telling you guys what you need to hear. Is everyone cool with that? I should have asked that first. Is everyone cool with me being real and raw? Type some ones in the chat. Is everyone cool with hearing what they need to hear, not what you want to hear? Cool. So understand, it's all good if you're at a certain point with your teachability and coachability, but recognize it and change it. If your teachability is low, start absorbing more information. Start absorbing more knowledge. Ask more questions. Be on more mentorship calls. Do more personal development. Be teachable. Get this information. If your coachability is low, then practice this. No matter what you get taught, go do it. Start flexing the just go do it muscle. It's a muscle that I've flexed so many times that I'm used to it. You guys think that I want to do everything that Chairman 100 million dollar earner Joey Wilson tells me to do? I've been in business with this guy for 3.5 years now. I've actually known him for 7.5 years, but I've been partnered with him for 3.5 years. And there are things that dude tells me that makes me want to go punch a hole in the wall, right? There's things that dude tells me that I do not want to do, like 0%. But you know what I've done every single time that he's told me to do something? I do it anyway. And you know what's funny? is usually when I do it, it helps my business. I'm like, dang, he was right. And I got to go tell him he was right. Right? It's the worst, but it's the best too, because you're growing. So flex the teachability muscles and flex the coachability muscles so that you have a high teachability index and you can actually become a good leader, because you cannot become a good leader without that high teachability index. Okay. And then here's the last one, guys. Vision. It says it right in the Bible. Without vision, the people will perish. And the reason why the triangle is designed just like this, I want you guys to realize that your organization is built on desire and leadership. These are the two pillars that hold up your organization, desire and leadership. But you don't get to the top without vision. You don't get to the top without vision. See, vision is having an exact, detailed plan for not only yourself, but also your team. See, do you know what you want out of this business 1 week from now, 1 month from now, 3 months from now, 6 months from now, 6 years from now? Right? You guys have probably heard some of the top earners in this company. They said it from stage at convention. They said, I know what I'm going to be doing in 2031. That's like 9 years away. I'm like, holy cow. I thought I was planning ahead for like 6 months. I thought that was good. Right? They're thinking 9 years in the future. Why do you think they make the money that they make? Because they have a vision and a detailed plan for their life and for their team. Because guess what? If you have a detailed plan for your life, you know what you need to be doing every single day and where you're going to progress to and what you're going to do when you get to that point. You never get stuck. Right? Not saying that you're not going to go through obstacles, but when you hit a goal or you get to a certain point in life, you already have planned out what you're going to do. So it becomes that much easier to conquer that obstacle or move forward after you hit that goal because you have the vision. And how much easier is it for your team to win if you have a detailed plan for them? You know exactly what you're going to do when somebody gets started. You know exactly what you're going to say when you get on the phone with somebody. You know exactly what the first 30 days looks like for the brand new person. You know exactly what it looks like when somebody hits Platinum 600 in your organization. Right? So not only do you have to have a strong vision for your life in every single moment that's going to take place, but you also have to have that detailed plan for your team. Right? Because without that vision, without you having that vision of where you're going and where they're going, they will perish. The people will fall away. And so it's your job right here. It's your job to preach the vision every single day. It is your job to preach where you're going and where they're going every single day. If you're on my team, can you please type some 7s in the chat if I have told you that you're going to hit a certain rank or that you've already hit a certain rank? Type some 7s in the chat if you're on my team and I've told you that you're going to hit a certain rank, or I told you you're going to achieve something. Right? I tell the leaders in my organization where we're going and what we're about to do and what they're going to do and how excited I am for them. You have to cast that same vision into your people. You can never let the vision fade. Never. Never let it fade. Never let it go away. Never let it die. Every single day, you're casting the vision and you are literally going there. It's one of my favorite things that Alex Morton talks about. Mentally going there. Where do you want to be in life? Okay, go there. Right? I have this sitting on my whiteboard every single day. You guys have heard me, if you've been on a mentorship call before, you've heard me read this. I'm not going to read it again, but it literally is the exact life that I want. And I have it written down in present tense. It says, I am so happy and grateful now that, and I list everything that I've ever wanted. The income, the house, the cars, the happiness, the health, the wealth, the the accolades, the cars, everything down to the little tiniest details. Like red leather and matte wraps on my cars, like the tiniest details. I know exactly where I'm going. And because I know exactly where I'm going, I'm able to cast that vision to myself. I'm able to go there every single day. I'm able to close my eyes and put myself in that situation every single day. And guess what? I start vibrating on a frequency that's so high that, again, I attract all the right people, places, and things into my life in order for me to go achieve everything that I've ever wanted. If you have vision, and not only you can see it, but you can feel it, is game over. Write that down. Don't just see your vision, feel it. It's so funny because I literally, right before I jumped on this mentorship call, a reel by Rob Dyrdek popped up. And it was literally Rob Dyrdek teaching about how manifestation is not a lottery ticket. You can't just say, I want this, and then it comes into your life. You literally have to feel it. He says he sits in meditation for 15 to 30 minutes a day, and he closes his eyes and he practices feeling what it feels like to have what he wants. Not just seeing it, he feels it. And if you can get to that point, you're going to get to a state internally where you are so happy, where you are so positive, you are so confident, because you literally start to act as if you're already that person. Think about it right now. How would you interact with people? How would you talk to people if you were already making $1 million a month or even just $1 million a year? How would you be talking to people? How would you be walking? Right? How would you go about your day? Would your work ethic be small or big? Right? Understand, if you're operating like the $1 million version of yourself, you're going to start to attract this vision. Okay? So make sure that you have a strong vision. You know exactly where you're going, and you have a detailed plan to go get it. Whether that plan, plays out, which it won't, or not, you're just going to adjust and keep going. And you have a detailed plan for your team so that, again, they have something to follow. And when it falls apart, which it will, you can adjust and keep going. Right? So guys, this is the triangle to momentum. It starts with desire. It starts with you being focused and obsessed to get anything and everything that you've ever wanted. Then it comes down to you being a leader. What are you willing to do to be a good leader? Are you willing to do the personal development? Are you willing to put in the work? Are you willing to have that strong desire? Are you willing to set goals, big goals? Are you willing to learn how to communicate and create relationships with people? And are you going to be the maximum potential that you can in coachability and teachability so that you can get 100% of the results that you should be getting? And are you going to teach every single person in your organization these same two things so your business is built on strong pillars, so your business is built on a strong foundation? Because if you do, it'll hold strong. People will join your team and people will stay in your team because there's a strong hunger to win and there's strong leadership. People see the value in being a part of your organization, and people see how hungry you are to go win. And if you back that with a vision, a detailed plan of how you guys are going to get everything that you've ever wanted, it's a wrap. You practice these three things every single day, and you start to teach your team these three things every single day. Just the momentum triangle every single day. every single day, every single day. After 5 days, promise you, nothing's going to happen. After 10 days, nothing's going to happen. After probably 20 days, nothing is probably still going to happen. But if you're willing to practice these three things for a month, 2 months, 3 months, watch what starts to happen. You're not going to see crazy explosion right away, but it's the compound effect. Your results start to compound over time. And so even though you're having none right now or very little to what, compared to what you want, it's going to start to compound if you keep focusing on these three things. And it'll get bigger and it'll get bigger and it'll get bigger. And all of a sudden, 90 days down the road, 180 days down the road, you guys are going to be hitting me up going, dude, that momentum triangle, I've focused on it every single day for the last 90 to 180 days. And my life has changed. My team put in 27 today, and I'm walking stage in Glendale as a P5000. That's what's going to happen. Like out of nowhere, literally start 25 a day are going to start going in. And you're going to just be blown away by what momentum can do for your life. See, understand you could have 4 months of 0 results, and in the 2 months following, have your biggest breakthrough and biggest success that you've ever experienced. That's how crazy momentum is. Guys, I want you to understand, I was in this business for 2 years. I was in IM for 2 years, and I had lost rank, and I was back down to a platinum 1000. 2 years in, I was only making 1,000 a month. And I was like, I'm going to keep doing what I'm supposed to be doing, but I'm going to go harder. I'm going to keep focusing on this stuff, but I'm going to do it bigger and better and more of it. I'm going to have a vision, but I'm going to create a bigger vision, more compelling vision that people are going to want to follow. I doubled down on this stuff 2 years in. Had lost rank, making only $1,000 a month 2 years in. You know what happened? I doubled down on this for 90 days. Got a stronger desire, got better leadership, and made a more compelling vision. 90 days straight. 30 days in, not much happened. But after 90 days, we put in about 200 people, and I hit platinum 5,000. And then the following 30 days after that, we put in another 100. And then the following 60 days after that, we put in another 100. Guys, momentum can be absolutely life-changing, but you got to do this long enough in order to win. Remember this right here. I don't know if any of you guys noticed this equation up top. This is the formula to success. And if you guys can remember this, you can change your life forever. See, success is desire plus skill multiplied by faith. If you have a strong desire and you get better skills every single day, and you make this so strong that your faith is unbreakable, you will win. It's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. So I appreciate you guys for hopping on here. That is the triangle of momentum. Let's go out and crush it tonight, crush it the rest of this week. If you got any questions, feel free to hit me up. I love y'all. Peace.